it is gonna set you back. You can buy liver or the cheaper cuts of steak that are very, very affordable.
Okay, so RFK Jr., the health secretary, the bastion of the human form, really, the ideal standard for healthy living and eating, is now telling people to purchase liver and cheap cuts of beef to save money. Yeah, and we were told by this administration that they were going to make us richer and better and stronger. And yet here we have the health secretary, a federal official, telling us to buy liver. Okay. This really reminds me of that moment a few months back when Trump was telling people that their kids are going to just have less toys because of tariffs.
Maybe the children will have $2 instead of $30, you know?
Yeah, just everything has to be worse. You have to have less and less just so that the guys at the very top can just have a little bit more money out of your pocket. Seriously, everything these guys say is a lie. It's hypocritical. It's just downright BS. And Trump said at the State of the Union just a few days ago that we as a country are stronger and richer and better.
My fellow Americans, our nation is back, bigger, better, richer, and stronger than ever before. Incomes are rising fast. The roaring economy is roaring like never before. And our enemies are scared. Our military and police are stacked. And America is respected again, perhaps like never before.
But frankly, what the hell is he talking about, right? Like, your health secretary just said that we have to buy liver and cheap beef to cut back on our spending. And just in case you think that this clip is somehow out of context or RFK didn't mean it or whatever, first off, it's RFK. Of course he meant it. But second off, let's just take a look at the clip to really get the whole experience.
And this is true all over the country. There's a lot of good food in grocery stores that goes away. Most of the cheap cuts of meat are very inexpensive. If you buy a porterhouse steak or a strip steak, it is gonna set you back. You can buy liver or the cheaper cuts of steak that are very, very affordable.
Yeah, seems pretty cut and dry to me. The guy literally is saying, oh, if you buy the expensive, beef, which is just steak, beef, how dare you, right? How dare you want to have a nice thing potentially? You have to eat liver instead. Crazy. So on one hand, we are richer and stronger and better than ever, and our enemies fear us, and this is the golden age of America. But on the other, we need to ration what we buy and also only get one toy for our kids and eat liver. You see how the signals are crossing here? You see how it's not really making sense? And this is what Donald Trump and the GOP and the conservative wing of this country were telling people, that this is going to be what it's like to live under socialism or a left-leaning Democrat, or if Kamala Harris or Joe Biden or whatever, if they stay in power, you're going to be eating off the streets and you're going to lose your house. And yet here we are under the Trump administration. People are poorer than ever. People are now having to, according to the health secretary, eat liver, and nobody is able to afford toys for their children. Frankly, it sounds like a bit of projection here coming from the Republican Party. And all the while, RFK is telling you to buy liver. He is going on a national taxpayer-funded barbecue trip around the United States, where he's going to different artisan smokehouses and eating Terry Black's real delicious steak food, beef, pork, chicken, all of it. And yet, so he gets to enjoy all of that, but you have to eat liver. It really does sound like delicious artisan meats for me, but not for thee. And so while RFK is off on his barbecue tour, Trump is throwing lavish parties at the White House and just threw away $300 million on a ballroom that may never be finished in the first place, and that no American citizen who's not on the Epstein files is ever going to step foot in. Like, I mean, seriously, your name being in the Epstein files is practically a golden ticket into this administration at this point. It's like a charm. It's like okay, you're good. Yeah, you're in the club. You can join in. The rich and powerful are just scamming all of us, and they are getting richer and richer while the working class and middle class suffer under their greed. And just for further proof of this, the wealth of the top 1% of people reaches a record $52 trillion. Of course, it's never been that high before, and of course, they've gained $4 trillion in the past few years alone. The Trump family has pocketed $1.8 billion since Trump's reelection in 2024, and the top 10 richest Americans were worth $600 billion a decade ago. They are now worth $2.6 trillion today, and Elon Musk has about $600 billion to his name alone. And on top of all of that, we have punks like RFK Jr. telling us to cut back and save money and get liver and cheap cuts of meat, while the uber rich are buying their third yacht and dining on decadent champagne and caviar and beef and buying their fifth mansion. This is not tenable. right? This is not standard. This is not ordinary. This is not how things should be. And things just keep getting more and more expensive, all to line the pockets of a few wealthy men. And just take a look at this Fox Business report where even they have to admit that the price index is shit. Also, while you're watching this clip, take a look at the Dow Jones in the bottom right-hand corner just for a little giggle.
It's the producer price report. It came in hotter than expected. Prices up 2.9% over the last 12 months. Now look at the core number. This pulls out the volatile prices for food and energy. Prices up a whopping 3.6% in the last 12 months. That is the highest reading since March of 2025.
Trump's economic strategy is cratering the U.S. economy, and now they can't even point to the inflated stock market to defend it, which is being upheld by AI and NVIDIA alone, right? The stock market does not equate to what is happening on the ground anyway, right? But it's always an easy, hey, look, the stock market's great. It's 50,000. Have you seen that? It's great. The stock market does not mean that things are going well for the ordinary American, right? Like, it could go up 1 billion points. The stock market could be the best thing that's ever happened. The stock market is amazing. But if food and housing and shelter and common necessities and toiletries are still unaffordable and expensive for everyday Americans, then what good does a strong stock market mean for ordinary people beyond the rich are getting richer? Because we know trickle down doesn't work. We've seen that. The rich getting richer does not mean that everyone else does. We know that, right? So sorry that I don't have 50 grand or 500 grand or $1 million or $10 million to throw at NVIDIA or OpenAI or Apple or Microsoft, have those long-term gains. But, not everybody has that kind of dough. And Republicans just keep pushing and pushing us further down, and most of them don't even know what inflation is. Just take a look at this interview that Lauren Boebert had with Piers Morgan today, where he asks her to describe inflation. Just the word.
What is inflation?
Well, inflation is when the price of things is over is too expensive because of the federal government really squandering the tax dollars. So you have the Green New scam.
Does Boebert not know that her party is in power right now and that inflation is still happening and that the Green New Deal was never passed? Right? It was a concept. It was an idea. Biden did pass a very effective and productive infrastructure package that did incorporate some elements of green energy initiatives and cutting back on coal and natural gas, moving towards wind. But it wasn't the ideal Green New Deal that has been, written and drafted by Bernie Sanders. AOC looked at all of those things, right? So that put aside. But also, mind you, she didn't even answer the question, right? She just started talking about the Green New scam and just pushed away the question in general before, after muttering her words and stumbling through the conversation. We are just run by absolute morons, right? We are run by buffoons who can't even describe inflation, who are telling us to buy liver instead of beef, and who can't keep us out of a war for more than 2 seconds, right? And yet this is supposed to be the golden age of America. Yeah, more like the Gilded Age of America. But we have momentum right now. Right? Trump and his administration, they suck, right? We all know that they suck. And our leadership is shit. And everyone knows it, right? So keep pushing, keep fighting, keep organizing, keep staying on top of things, keep making sure that you're caught up and know how this administration is screwing us over so you can better counter message, right? So you can better resist and just give us the best shot to get these absolute morons and losers out of power come this November. But I think that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for sticking around until the end. Be sure to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel. It's a great and easy way to show your support. And hey, it's free. So do us a favor, subscribe. I would also love for you to comment down below, share your thoughts. I'd love to hear all about it. So do all that good stuff and have a great weekend. I'm Iago Lashua. Goodbye.